All right, today we are breaking down a really powerful guide to financial freedom. We're going to get right into the nuts and bolts, the actual habits, the mindset shifts, and the strategies that can totally change the game for you financially. So let's just jump right in. Okay, let's just get right to it with a question that's, a little provocative. Still not rich? I know it can sting a little bit, but it really gets to the core of what we're talking about today. And here's the big idea right up front. Your financial situation, it probably has nothing to do with bad luck. It's almost always a direct result of the tiny choices you make every single day. The habits you either stick with or, more importantly, the ones you keep telling yourself you'll start tomorrow. So that brings us to the first and maybe the most important part, your mindset. Because look, before you can ever change your bank account, you've got to start by rewiring the way you think about money, about success, and about what you're capable of. This is all about the power of visualization, but it's more than just daydreaming. The idea is to actually feel the life you want as if it's already here. The way you talk to yourself, that internal script you have running, it literally shapes your emotions, and your emotions are what drive you to take action. When your brain truly believes it's possible, your habits kind of start to fall in line on their own. Okay, so think of this as a critical fork in the road for your brain. When you see someone else doing well, you have two choices. You can go down the path of jealousy, which, let's be honest, is a total dead end, or you can look at their success and see it as proof that it's possible. If they could do it, then there's a path for you too. One mindset drains your energy, and the other one creates it. I absolutely love this metaphor. It just perfectly nails how useless it is to try and do everything all at once. Yeah, it feels productive to have 10 different goals, but all you're really doing is spreading your energy so thin that nothing gets done. Real solid progress comes from focus. So how do you actually build that momentum? Well, it comes down to this really simple but powerful loop. First, you aim at one single target, just one. Then you pour all your energy into it. Third, and this is key, you finish it. You actually see it through. And then you repeat. That's it. That's how you build that unstoppable snowball effect. All right, so once the mindset is right, we have to talk about the doing part. That's section 2, habits. This is all about how you intentionally engineer your day with small, powerful wealth-building actions. So here are some of those key daily engines. We're talking about making conscious swaps, right? Instead of 30 minutes scrolling social media, you spend it reading a book. You take those dead minutes, like when you're waiting in line or commuting, and you turn them into learning time. These little shifts might seem insignificant, but trust me, they compound like crazy over time. I mean, how true is this today? The same exact device in your pocket can either steal hours of your life with mindless entertainment, or it can be a tool to learn a new skill, find a new client, or build an entire business. You have to decide if it's going to work for you or if you're going to work for it. This one is huge. Seriously, you can have all the willpower in the world, but if the people you hang out with are constantly complaining about being broke and how unfair everything is, it's just going to pull you down. The source is really clear on this. You have to surround yourself with people who talk about ideas and opportunities, not just problems. Change your environment and your results will follow. It's almost a guarantee. Okay, so we've got the mindset, we've got the habits. Now for part 3, strategy. This is where we get practical and talk about building a real, tangible financial fortress that protects you and helps you grow. You've got to reframe how you think about this. Being disciplined with money, living below your means, it's not about depriving yourself. It's about giving your future self incredible power and freedom. Every dollar you choose not to spend today becomes like a tiny little employee that goes out and works for you 24/7 through investments. It's quietly building your freedom while you sleep. So how do you get there faster? You can't just rely on one paycheck. That's like trying to balance on one leg. It's super unstable. The goal is to build multiple streams of income. Think of them like a bunch of rivers all flowing into a big lake. If one river suddenly dries up for a bit, it's okay because the lake is still full. It's all about building that security. And here's what that might look like. You've got your main 9 to 5 salary, sure, but then you add a freelance gig on the side, and maybe you create a small digital product that brings in some money. And of course, you have your investments working in the background. See how each one of these slices makes your whole financial picture so much stronger? And here are a few more absolutely critical tools for that fortress. Your emergency fund, that's your non-negotiable shield. You gotta have it. And take some time to learn the language of money. Words like equity and cash flow aren't scary, they're tools. And get this, start negotiating everything. Your bills, your salary, it can save you thousands. Oh, and don't forget, your online presence is your new resume. Make sure it's attracting opportunity, not repelling it. So, we've covered mindset, habits, and strategy. But honestly, none of it means a thing without this last, final ingredient. And that's action. I mean, it doesn't get much more blunt than that, does it? You can read all the books, listen to all the podcasts, feel super inspired, but if you don't actually do anything with that knowledge, it's just entertainment. It's wasted. Real, lasting change only happens when knowledge turns into actual behavior. So here's the real challenge. Not what you're going to do tomorrow or next week. What is one small wealth-building action you can take in the next 60 minutes? Seriously, go cancel a subscription you don't use. Move $10 into your savings account. Anything. It's those tiny, immediate actions that build real momentum. And we'll end on this, because it's probably the most important idea of all. This journey isn't about being perfect. You're gonna mess up. You'll have bad days. Discipline isn't about never failing. It's about showing up again the next day and the day after that, especially when it's hard, long after most other people have already given up. That's the real secret.